This is not a test. This is a public service announcement. Please pay attention.
Warning, the program you're about to hear is intended for mature audiences only. If you are under the age of 18 or are easily offended, this is not the podcast for you.
This was a public service announcement. Please follow directions. You've been warned. And enjoy the show. This is not a test. This is a public service announcement. Please pay attention.
Fuck yeah. All right. So we're live. Have the worst of us on. We got Matt and Wesley.
Hey.
So we are fucking chilling. Let me pull my picture out of there so you can actually see you. Where's it at? Because it's definitely covering up your name. So we will pull that out.
I see.
Yeah, dude. It was just me over top of your.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, cool. So just introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do in the band and everything.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Wes. I play guitar and I do some vocals in The Worst of Us. And that's Matt.
I'm over here. Yeah,
Middle.
you're over there. Oh, whoa. Wait, no.
Yeah, it's like reverse.
You're
like,
over there. I'm Matt. I'm the vocalist in The Worst of Us. Hey.
Awesome.
What's
Awesome. Hey, hi. How you doing? And I'm Toby. So I'm the host or something like that or whatever it is.
Something
So-
of that nature.
Something like that. Kind of cool. So yeah, dude, it's looking dope though. It's actually, I can see it and there's no lag between the video and sound, which is a plus.
We love that.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
good plus
always
for sure.
It's always good when this shit works like that. So cool. So we were just sitting here bullshitting about video games and things that we like to do and play and everything. So where are you guys from?
Go ahead, man. Answer the question.
So
I didn't
do I
know
need
if
to
you were
like
gonna go first.
No, dude. You go ahead.
so should I just like direct be like, all right, so Matt, where are y'all from? Or just be like, yo, Wes, where are you guys from? So we can do whatever.
Oh man, I grew up in a town called Attleboro, Massachusetts. Like pretty close to Pawtucket, Rhode Island, like Providence, Rhode Island.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a small city. And yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
It's
grew
okay.
I grew up in Duxbury, Massachusetts, which is like a little closer to Boston, like 40 minutes south of Boston. And I live in Marshfield now, which is like 30 minutes south of Boston. So I live pretty
Boston.
close to Boston. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we live near Boston.
Nice.
We live over there.
I've been to Boston one time. In like 2010, I went up there to try out for The Biggest Loser because
Nice.
I'm fat and whatnot. So we went up there and it was me and this dude I used to work with, Bill. And we went up there, went through the whole interview and whatever, and they called us back for a second interview. And we were like, fuck yeah, we're going to be on The Biggest Loser and whatnot. So we go to check in the hotel and they're like, oh, so we only have one bed available. And we're like, no, we booked like a double room. And dude, at the time I was like 550, like
Damn.
over 500 pounds. Bill was
Whoa.
like 400 or 500 pounds. And I'm like, what size bed is this? And they're like, well, we've got a queen size bed for you. And we just look at each other like, do you see our fucking size? Like
What
there's
the
1,000
fuck?
pounds between the two of us. What
What
kind of
the
shit do
hell?
y'all run in Boston?
What the
Well,
hell?
I mean, we didn't know. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't know? I mean, it's just what? I don't understand. So they ended up like rolling us in a cot. And fucking Bill's a
Jesus.
polar bear. So this dude, it's like wintertime. It's got the air conditioner going full blast. And he's snoring like nobody's
Oh
business.
man.
Like, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm sleeping on a cot. And it was so bad. But Boston was cool, though. We tried to get like some good food. And we didn't find anything good. We went to the Bleacher Bar, though. That was pretty dope. They had really good food down there underneath the stadium and all. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that was pretty cool. So.
Aside from your hotel experience, you had a good time though.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
were trying to find like lobster and shit. So we went to the mall of all places. How stupid was that? We went to something called Champions, I think. And we were like,
I don't even
they had,
know.
like, I was like, I don't know. We just asked around a few people and they're like, oh yeah, you got to go to the mall and hit up Champions and get this. And I'm like, all right, cool. And it was like, dude, this was the worst thing I've ever eaten in my life. Like,
Dude, if you want lobster, go to Plymouth, bro. Go to
Yeah,
Plymouth.
you gotta go.
to Cape.
Coast. Yeah. Coast.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
we're just thinking like, oh yeah, Boston, we're gonna get some good shit. You know,
Nah,
I'm like,
Boston, you're gonna
I want some
find-
clam chowder, and the clam
Yeah.
chowder was shit. I'm like, dude, you're
Yeah.
in Boston. This is like Boston clam chowder. What the
Canned,
fuck?
bro. It comes right in the can, right out
Yeah,
of the
right.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
You're just gonna find bars and burgers in Boston, pretty much. I don't fucking know. I don't
I
eat
mean-
that much over there.
If you go to like, there's like special places, like you kind of have to like know that it's sort of like a. I'm sure someone's like, oh yeah, just go there or whatever. But there's this like area called the North End that's just like all like super high end Italian restaurants and like really good like pastry. Have you heard of Mike's Pastry before? I'm sure you've heard of that. No,
Mike's-
really?
nah,
It's like
dude.
super famous. I don't know. Everyone, you know what I'm talking about, Matt, right? Like that.
Uh,
Never heard of it. I have
really?
No, idea.
Like,
No
it's like
idea.
So we've
It's like
legit been talking for like 6 minutes, and you already hit me with a fat joke, dude. He's like, you never heard of pastries? Come on. Wow, really? That's how it is? Damn it.
No, it's just a
terrible.
famous place. They have like 100 flavors of cannolis.
Oh shit, I love
Shit.
It's
cannoli.
amazing. Yeah, it's
That's
amazing.
badass.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
Well,
where I
I'm
was
gonna go
gonna.
there.
I was gonna take you there for your birthday, but then
Oh, dude, what
you
the
know
hell?
things changed.
Dude, don't
because
say that to me. That's
it's a-
terrible.
virus.
All right, well, we're
Yeah.
going. We're still going then.
Yeah, we
That
are
sounds
eventually.
redonkulous.
Eventually, for
Sure.
sure.
Cannoli.
That sounds dope as shit. Like 100 different cannolis.
What the hell?
Yeah, like
dude?
every flavor you could think of.
We've got a place that has like 100 different kinds of donuts.
Oh shit.
I like
Yeah.
that.
We got
Yeah,
a few good donut
Maple
places around
bacon
here.
donuts. That's all I gotta say.
Maple bacon.
Yeah. I've heard of that.
That is the greatest thing. It's like God's gifted donuts. Like,
Sweet and salty.
oh my god, with little chunks of it. See, I'm getting all. I need to run out now. Like, I'm gonna have to go to Duck Donuts and get some donuts, but I don't even think they're open right now because of the whole quarantine and shit.
Mm.
Yeah, so that was my go-to. Duck Donuts was the shit. Maple bacon donuts were awesome, but yeah, I mean, you guys come from like a good area though, like New England area and all that for like hardcore and metal and shit. You guys got some
Dude, it's
bad
crazy.
man.
Yeah.
It's
there.
fucking nuts. It's nuts.
fucking Hatebreed,
I
Jamie
mean-
Johnson. What the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Killswitch Engage too.
Yeah, All That
Fucking sick
Remains,
band.
Shadows Fall, Unearth. Unearth is like one of my favorite bands, and
Yeah.
I can't believe they're from like right around here. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's crazy when you see people that like you grew up around, or you're like, oh, I bet you I played a show with them, or I went to one of their shows before they were
Right.
famous.
Right.
Like I was telling Matt earlier that we used to have a video company called God Anger Productions, and we did like mini truck videos. Like we went around the world, around the country, and filmed car shows and all. So we went and picked out like local bands that we could find on like Pure Volume, I think was the site that we used back then. And
Sounds
our
familiar.
last night was when they were like 14 years old. Like Trevor was like this screamer from hell at like 14. And I had hit these dudes up and I'm like, yo, can we use your song in a video? And they're like, yeah, cool. So we were like, we had a video release party and we're like, can you guys come down? And they're like, yeah, we're not really allowed to go that far. Like our mom won't let us go that far. I was like, dude.
Oh my god.
Then
Damn.
and now you see them, they're like fucking blowing up with like millions of YouTube views and
Yeah.
touring the country and
Playing
shit.
sold out tour in fucking Europe.
Yeah, right. I know, right? And I'm like, damn, we had these kids on our DVD when they were like 14
That's
and we're
cool,
allowed to
man.
use
That's
the stage.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool though.
Yeah, a lot of people like rag on them because like they're like, oh, you made all your money off of like covering other people's like using other people's music or whatever. But like,
But
they're
their
fucking
original shit,
huge.
yeah, but their original shit's
They're
sick
huge.
too. So you know,
I agree.
I agree, yeah.
Well, there's
I like
there's a lot of haters out there either way. Like if you're making it and somebody else isn't, they're gonna dick around and be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you guys suck anyway, or you know, whatever. But
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, as long as you're doing what you love and you know you're good at it, what the fuck? Who cares what
Yeah,
anybody else
I
has to
agree.
say? So-
100%.
Awesome. So the newest song y'all have right now, is that the Existential Days? Is that the one that
No,
new
the
video?
newest one is Ring Me Out. We put it out like I don't even know, like 3 weeks ago now, I think.
Right.
I can't fucking keep track of time anymore.
I
Quarantine.
think I was actually I got it. All right. So I'm gonna play that video and hopefully it doesn't buffer out on us. Let
Word.
me see if I can get it to come up. That's been my biggest problem is getting the videos to play without buffering out completely. So I have to turn them off of HD and like put them down to like like 720, which isn't bad though, dude. It still plays really well.
For sure.
Skip the heads. All right. So, all right, if you're just tuning in, I got The Worst of Us on. I'm gonna go ahead and play a video from them real quick, and yeah, we'll come back in a second after this song.
Repetition, contradiction.
Fuck yeah, that was awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. Thanks so much.
So Lit
Thank
Mobile
you.
just sent me
Yeah,
this
dude.
solar wire.
That was dope. So yeah, I was watching it on my phone, which was really cool because everything seems to be working. I'm sorry, I get excited over the Lewis things. Like
Nah,
everything
dude,
seems
it's
to be working
cool.
really cool. So I'm like,
It's cool. Us too. We get excited over the small
It's
shit too. It's
Yeah,
just
when
cool
shit
when shit
works
works
right,
like it's
it's
supposed
such a
to.
beautiful thing. Yeah, dude. Like the first one we tried to do like 2 weeks ago, it was so bad. Like it was ridiculous. So like we couldn't stream anything. Everything just seemed out of control and just was so bad. So, but yeah.
Trial and error,
So
bro. That's what makes it work.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it makes me happy though, because the first time I get like an actual guest on the show, everything starts to work right, which is fucking awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I'm glad we're
Yeah.
here.
So
for when it actually works right the first time.
Yeah, dude, it's great. So when it's all done, I can actually like download it, cut it up, and then make like a legit just sound podcast, and then I can have just a video one too that we can edit
Sweet.
out, which would be great.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so my
man.
boy Mike Grace is gonna jump on with us in a minute. I just sent him an invite, so
Cool.
we'll have a fourth in here, which would be really cool. So yeah, like I was saying, I was telling Matt earlier, you know, I think I found you guys because somebody had shared a video of Wes doing a cover, and I had followed you, and then I had seen the band that you were with, and then I started following the band. I was like, dude, this is so dope. Like, you guys kick ass. And yeah, your covers are great though, dude. Like, I like your videos and shit. It's awesome. Like the one take covers. I'm like, okay, here we go. Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
One
it was really
take.
cool. One
One take. Every time.
every time. Yeah, that's
It's gotta be real, dude. You gotta convince them.
yeah, right.
Hell yeah, dude.
So you see like a glitch here, and they're like, dude, you just cut that like 3 times.
Yeah.
You didn't do it in one take. You fucking liar. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to like laugh in between, or say, you know, like have a little ad lib things, or else the video's got to match right up, or else you know,
Right.
you get called out. It's pretty the vocalist scene is pretty vicious. Like people will get you if they get you, and like they'll be like, something's not right here. Like I even had back in the day, there was this like I started playing guitar like when I was doing videos, like when I was super young, like 16, 17, I would do like guitar videos, and there was just like one Instagram account called Riff Wars, which would like repost people that were like nasty at guitar and stuff like that. And like there were always just people way over my skill level. But like one time I actually got into like an argument with them because like I would always tag them in my thing, because I was like, please repost me when I had like, you know, like 200 followers or something, and I was just like trying super hard, and I would always tag them and stuff. And then like one day they like commented on my thing. They were like, this isn't you playing, like this is wrong, like you edited this or something. I was like, dude, I didn't even edit it. Like, this isn't even fake or nothing like that. And then he ended up like apologizing to me. He's like, I'll repost one of your videos. Like, I'm sorry. Like, as an apology, he like reposted one of my things. But that's just one example. Like, it's so cutthroat. Like, people will be like, no, like you're fake, man. Like, this isn't real. Like, so many people say stuff like, or like you cupped the mic, or like all sorts of like stupid, ridiculous things. And
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? It's just how it is, man. And like you're saying, when people have success, like there's always somebody that's like looking to tear you down. Like even like
For real.
always gonna say that's fake, or you know that's edited, or oh, there's auto tune, or you know all that stuff. But
Right.
no, it's never the case.
It's just more talking about what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it is, though. I mean, people get shitty over the dumbest things, but like
Right.
editing videos out, dude, that's like the worst. Like, there's so much just shit you got to deal with just to get the sound right, or matching up the lips and making sure everything matches. Dude, we spent so much time editing videos that, like, yeah, it took 6 hours to do a 30-second video, and it was like the worst thing ever. Like trying to match up all the shit, but it's fun though. I mean, I love being creative and shit. I mean, my dog, he is a 14-pound Jack Russell Chihuahua who thinks he's a pit bull.
Nice.
I'm gonna go grab him.
Doge. I want to see the Doge.
Come here, pup. Let's make you famous. We're gonna put you on, make you famous, bud.
Here we go.
Check this little guy out. This is
Oh,
yeah. Jax is vicious. Look at this little guy. He's so mean. Somebody
What's up,
inside.
He's gonna protect you
Jeez.
though.
He's not gonna do shit but chew on your toenails. That's it, dude. Like he is the loudest 14-pound dog you've ever seen. I think my daughter just got home, so he's he's gotta let everybody know. Her ass ain't never sneaking in the house. It's great. Like,
Never.
like never.
Never.
Like unless she figures out how to shut the dog up, she'll never be able to sneak in the house. It's like, as soon as he sees one of them, he like loses his mind.
Oh man.
So did you just strip? Y'all want to see the biggest 15-year-old ever? Oh, why are you running? So my kid is 15 and he's 6'3",
Oh,
280 pounds. Yeah,
oh
dude.
my god.
He looks like a Samoan. He's got a man bun and everything. So
shit.
yeah, it's great. You gotta love the man bun. It's fantastic. So Yeah, I can't. I'm hating because I can't grow.
I
a man.
can't do that either. I have a little bit of hair, but I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, dude, I
don't
can't.
know.
I can't.
I'm
Grow
about to cut
any
my hair
anymore.
anyways. Cut my hair
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's going. Yeah, absolutely. Sick of it now.
absolutely. Yeah, I can't grow any hair. It's just it doesn't work anymore. Like, I just as soon as it started to get thinned out, I'm like, I'm just gonna go bald. I'm not gonna hang on and be that guy that's got the little tiny. Yeah, dude, that was
Fuck
it.
yeah.
It was
Fuck it,
over.
dude. You're rocking
It
it,
was-
though. Who cares?
Yeah, I
Doing
feel
good.
better with it anyway. You know.
Word. It's all that
Oh,
matters.
and she brought food. Like,
Oh,
she brought
Word.
pizza,
it's always
Domino's,
good.
and I can't even eat this shit.
Domino's.
It's at Newark on the thing.
Domino's.
I ordered at 8:30. It didn't get there until almost 10 o'clock. Came all the way from here.
They delivered from here to Newark.
Yeah, they said they're not doing it anymore.
What do you think? Because
Well, I didn't order it from there. I ordered it from the other one, but I guess it went to them.
wow, yeah. So Newark is like 20 minutes. Newark, Delaware is like 20 minutes from us here, and where we're at in Maryland. So she said she ordered pizza, and they said it was going to be like a half an hour, and it ended up being like 2 hours, and they didn't know where
That's
they were going.
Domino's.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Domino's for you.
I love Domino's. It's great.
Oh,
Awesome.
jeez. I worked for Domino's for a while. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And then they
I
tried
never-
to screw me out of my money for like unemployment stuff for when we've been home for this quarantine.
Right.
So I love Domino's. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, Domino's. Is,
Very nice. Very nice people.
that's awesome. Yeah, I never worked for Domino's. I delivered pizza for Pat's for a little while. That was pretty
For
cool.
Pat's.
Pat's
Pat,
Pizza.
Pat's a nice guy though.
Yeah, no, I don't even know who Pat is. It was just, it's a chain. It's a chain, dude. My boss's name was
Word.
like EMAD or something. I don't even remember, but yeah, there was no Pat nowhere.
Oh man,
It was,
false
it was
advertising.
terrible.
Where the fuck
False
is Pat?
advertising.
Where
Yeah,
are
I
you,
want to
Pat?
speak to Pat right now. No, Pat's not the manager, dude. And they're like, well, where's Pat? Well, yeah, we don't know Pat. So
Who is Pat?
Pat is just a random ass name that somebody made up to maybe, I don't know though. Seriously, could be any number of things. So
Oh man.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So musical like influences and shit. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh Wes. Oh okay, I'm going.
Yeah.
That's hard. It's hard for me to say. I don't really know, man. I mean, I was listening to like Papa Roach and like Asking Alexandria before I even realized that I liked metalcore and like all this like rock stuff. I don't
Right.
know, man. Like, it's weird to me because I feel like I say to everyone that the first band that I really like listened to was A Day to Remember, and like What Separates Me from You. That album was the first album I ever heard, like first like
Right.
screaming album, and then I heard Jeez, I can't even think right now. The Drug in Me Is You by Falling in Reverse. I heard that too, and I was like, this is sick. I heard
Right.
Raised by Wolves. I don't know. I'd say like A Day to Remember and Falling in Reverse is like first like two bands that I like absolutely loved, and I was like, this is fucking dope. Like I love
Yeah.
this. This doesn't sound like anything I listen to because I listen to like radio and rap all the time. I don't know. That's just how it was like in my town. And then I
Right.
found all this stuff, and I started a band, and I was like, this is fucking sick, dude. This is a whole nother world. Warped Tour. Mayhem
Yeah.
Fest, all this crazy shit. I was like, holy fuck, dude. I was like
Nice.
12 when this happened too, so it was crazy for me. It was awesome.
Yeah, I love A Day to Remember, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're a
that's
great
good
band,
shit.
dude. I love them
Yeah.
so much.
I love Florida, so you know, whatever. It's
Hell
cool.
yeah, man. Hell yeah.
What about you,
Florida's
Wes? Yeah.
Well, influences. I mean, like the question you answered is kind of like, what was the bands that got you into metal? But I think that's probably the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
But for me, like I started like my first favorite bands were like, if you ever heard of POD,
Of course.
yeah, or like it was like it went from POD like to Rise Against, and then it was like I got really into Avenged Sevenfold, and that's when I got super into guitar. I see, like I don't really listen to any of these bands anymore, like
Right.
especially like Avenged Sevenfold. Like
Yeah,
I
I
go
was-
back and try to listen to them, and I can't even enjoy it anymore. It's pretty sad. But
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, like, there's two types of Avenged Sevenfold fans, though. I mean, there's like, you know, Avenged Sevenfold, like old
Come to
Avenged
Brazil.
Sevenfold, right?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
there's like, you know, like fucking Welcome to the Family or something. You know,
yeah.
like new Avenged Sevenfold. Like you play
Yeah.
that for some people, and they're like, okay, yeah, that's Avenged Sevenfold. And then you go play like, you know, Waking the Fallen or something. They're like, who is this and why are they screaming?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
well, you know,
Yeah.
in Shadows is a screamer and shit. This is what he does. No, that's not them. That's not Avenged.
I gotta add too, like it literally took Wes, like we were on tour, I think, and like just like driving through somewhere, and Wes like put on Kill Switch Engage, and like I was like,
Yes.
who the fuck is this? Like just like these like high ass screams and these fucking galloping riffs, bro. And I'm like, this is so sick. Who the fuck is
Yeah,
this? And
I played him like
he's
the
like,
first
it's
album.
Kill Switch Engage, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? They're not a
Right.
butt
So,
rock
so
band.
you're like
They're not a
this is
butt rock
Darkness
band, they're a
Falls, and you're
metal
like,
band. This is
yeah.
nuts. This is
Yeah,
so sick.
I don't. Yeah. For like the Avenged Sevenfold thing, I would say like City of Evil was like my favorite album, probably, if you've ever heard that one. It's just there's
Yeah,
just so much tech guitars, and it's like I got that music really got me into like, okay, I was like, okay, I have to play guitar now. Like I have to play guitar after
Hell
hearing this shit.
Right.
So like I really got into that when I was like 12 or 13, and I went and saw them at Mayhem Fest 2011, was like my first metal show, I want to say. And A Day to Remember too was like probably one of the early bands I started hearing the screaming and stuff like that. Because there was a time when I was young where I'd hear it and I'd be like, "Oh, turn that off!" Like,
same.
I just like didn't get it. I don't know. I feel like it's an exposure thing, and it's like the more you're exposed to it, the more like you're like likely to enjoy it. And that's like a psychology fact. Like it's called the prolonged exposure effect. Like the more you're exposed to something, the more likely you are to like it. I can prove that because I brought many of my like posh blonde haired hot girlfriends from high school to my metal shows, and they hated it at first, and then like over time they were eventually like, hey, I like kind of understand what you're saying, and like I think it's kind of cool. Like, you know, they eventually like they warm up to it, and like it's just an exposure thing. It's like kind of like you know, the more you listen to it, like the more you're kind of gonna like it. But yeah,
Right.
influences like this band, like Kill Switch Engage is my favorite band like of all time, probably. And like it's probably like Kill Switch. And like I really like Unearth. I consider them like the inventors of the breakdown. I know that's like a huge point of contention, but those breakdowns are like the ones I'm always trying to like emulate. Like I'm always trying to like, because those are the ones that like it's all about like the.
Did he mute himself?
Yeah, I think you muted yourself, dude. Like you just slapped yourself into mute. Yeah, we can't hear you at all.
What happened? What did you do?
What'd you do? Nah.
Oh no.
How about now?
There we go.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. You like slapped yourself out of existence. It was great. He's like, and then,
He's getting passionate.
that was it. That was awesome.
No, it's definitely like for me, it's Kill Switch. It's a Day to Remember. I really like. Again, I'm a big Falling in Reverse fan too. Like I think they have the really good music, and I like deathcore. I got into deathcore super late. I always made fun of it, and then after it went out of style, I started getting really into it. So like I really like, you know, like I really like Chelsea Grin and Whitechapel, and I do like am getting. I want to like be more like bands like probably Polaris and Fit for a King, more like stuff like that, because I think that's like the big like I mean it's not obviously all about selling, but that's a big part of it for me is like I want to make music that people really like and not just that I like, because I always say like to Matt, like I'm always like, yeah dude, like I write my favorite songs, like the songs that I put together are like I try to take elements from like my favorite music and make it into like, you know, a song that would be considered one of my favorite songs, just through like the individual elements of the song. But also I think it's important to, you know, appeal to as many people as you can. Like that last song that, you know, we just listened to with you, that was like a very heavy song and a pretty like out there for us compared to our other stuff. You know, it was really heavy, tuned down low. We've never done that before. But you know, we're big, like we're into the deathcore, we're into the MySpace deathcore, we're into the old school shit. Like we want to throw that in there once in a while. We want to be
It's
like
so fun. It's so
yeah,
fun,
we
man.
want to be the band too that, you know, people are like, oh dude, the Worst of Us just put out a friggin' drop G deathcore song, like, and they just put out like a pop song before that, and like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like tied to
One genre. Yeah,
and that's
like,
why that's why Falling in Reverse is such a big one for both of us, I think, is because, you know, I'm not
So
sure
diverse.
how much you've listened to them, but they
Yeah,
fluctuate all over. They're all over the place. And that was like back in 2013 he was doing that, like, and now everyone's like trying to do that. Like everyone is trying to do it.
Fun fact too, bro. My first ever Warped Tour was in 2012, I think, and the first ever band that I saw. This is other than seeing American Idol live. Like that was my only other concert. I saw Falling in Reverse like first that day at the Warped Tour, and it was sick, dude. It was so sick. I knew all the words right up front, dude, and I was like, "This is so sick."
Yeah.
I'm never going home. We're staying here all day, forever.
Badass.
Crazy.
So
Going
Mike
to
Grace
Warped
is
Tour
on with
forever.
us. What's up, Michael?
What's up, man? How you doing,
What's going
buddy?
on?
Not much, man. How about you?
Living it, man. Just living it.
Yes, sir. That's all we can do right now.
Yeah.
So Mike Grace is like an elusive legend. Like he pops up like every couple years and then he disappears off the face of the earth. So
Right.
like he's like a skateboarder, like a musician, and then he just goes away and like he'll have social media for like a week, and then he'll like go, "Oh, I'm against everything social media," and he'll go away for a little bit, and then he'll just pop up again. Like
Respect.
Mike is the man though. Like Mike is
Respect.
super dope. So yeah, it's good to hang out with him and shit. So so Matt and Wes, like you can see their names on the screen and shit.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
So yeah, we were just bullshitting about you know, their influences and whatnot, and you know, who they're. Hold on, what? Is what? Those are coffees. What do you mean? Yeah. It's frozen. Yeah, it was frozen coffee. So
Some things never change, man.
I robbed your room, if you couldn't tell. I stole your light and your plug to your laptop. So yeah, I'll give it back to you in a little bit though. Why would I clean your room? It looks like shit. Oh, teenagers. Damn. Think I should clean their room just because I steal some shit out of their room. I mean, it is what it is. Whatever. Dude, I'm like looking at the live stream and I can see the back of my head. Holy shit, that thing is shiny as hell. My head is so big. It's so big. I'll never get to see that. But yeah, that's awesome though. Yeah, you got to keep things mixed up though. Like you can't
Absolutely.
just try to stick with the one genre and like, oh, today I'm just going to be a screamo kid today, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, we're a metalcore band today. No, we're going to be a pop punk band today. I mean, so if you can get to like all genres, that's pretty dope though. I mean, if you can just kind of flout around and figure out what's
we
going
just
on.
we just like to keep it diverse, man. It's gotten to the point where people like associate our band and they say like the Worst of Us doesn't sound like any other fucking band around here.
Yeah,
and, like
that's
I think that's the
fact.
coolest fucking thing ever, dude.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest compliment that you can get. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we can't be compared to any other band. I don't know.
Yeah, so-
I can't even compare our band to any other band. It's
So
impossible.
I was listening to y'all earlier. Like I said, I had to go to the grocery store, and I like to put on music when I'm grocery shopping because that's what I do. But I was listening. I can't remember which song it was. I was gonna like tag it and write it down, but you sounded like Silent Civilian. Y'all ever hear Silent Civilian? So Silent Civilian is Johnny Santos from Spineshank. It was one of his bands, and let me see. I'm gonna bring that song up.
I know that
And
band. Yeah.
They're good too, man.
yeah, Silent Civilians the shit.
Yeah.
They fell off for a little while, and they were supposed to be putting out a new record, and I don't know why, but one of the songs that I was listening to earlier, and I can't remember the name, which sucks because that's terrible.
Nah, it's all good, man. Appreciate you checking it out regardless.
I'm not gonna like sit here and be like, oh yeah, I have no idea what you guys sing about. I don't know any of your songs. So this song here.
When I grow up,
Hold
I
on.
want to be a fucking rock star.
Hang on, let me get it started over.
Me.
Um,
That's me.
This song reminded whatever song I was listening to, just the cadence and everything in the song just got me. I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
this
okay.
is a good tune. This is a good tune here, man.
So just a little backstory: the kid that's at the beginning of this is Johnny, the lead singer. It's his nephew.
Okay.
When I
Word.
grow up, I want to be a fucking rock star.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck yeah.
And just the cadence when they start singing, just it sounded it was awesome.
This is fucking dope.
I get what you mean too. This is like all the shit I like.
Wake up and rise to live another day. What are you
Eternal Sickness.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the one. Yeah.
Yep.
Dude.
Similar riff. Da-na-na. God, I wish I was born 10 years earlier.
Right.
Man. Me too. Me fucking too.
There's a lot of good bands that come out when these guys did, man. A lot of good bands.
Yeah. So, Silent Civilian was the shit. They, like I said, they fell off for a little while, but they started posting up that they were going to come back out and do a new album, and they started doing like GoFundMe's and shit, and they've kind of fell off again. The rumor was, Johnny went back to doing Spineshank for a little while, and then wanted to come back to this. Back in 2006, we went and interviewed them. They were out with Kitty, which go figure, right? Saw them in Baltimore with Kitty. And why you laughing at me, Mike? Why you laughing at me, Mike? See, I'm showing my age, right? So we went and interviewed them and everything. We were on a tour bus with them, and so the going joke on their tour bus was abracadabra. So if anybody was in the bathroom and they yelled abracadabra, yeah, that meant that don't come near the bathroom because they're in there with some paper towels, and that was their thing. So abracadabra was the going thing. Yeah, it was great though. Like they were partying. Yeah, they were like partying fools. It was awesome though, dude. But yeah, that's one of my favorite bands. And that song just was like, I was like, oh shit, this sounds just like it. This is awesome. But
I really like that, dude. I thought it was sick.
Yeah, that style is like definitely like I feel like I'm the last guitar player hanging on to like the string skipping like that. Like I always am throwing that shit in, and no one else is doing it anymore. It's like such a dead. Like you know the song "Rosa Sharon" by Killswitch Engage.
Yeah,
like that. Like that riff is like. It's been used 100 times, and people are like so burned out on it, and like guitar players are really burned out on it too. So it's like I'm always like throwing in that like old school Killswitch stuff like as much as I can. So I think that's funny. Like immediately we were both like, "Yep, yeah, like this is what we like. Like this is the stuff we like." Like Mellow Death, like that kind of like old style. Like I'm hanging on to Mellow Death with dear life right now, and I think it's almost completely gone for music.
Yeah, like old Killswitch is like my favorite. I love old Killswitch. I mean, the new stuff is cool. It's all right.
Not as good.
But not nearly as good as old Killswitch. Like Howard, in my opinion, is the best singer for Killswitch. Light the Torch is kick ass though. I mean, it's not Killswitch, but
it's not even close.
It's still Howard Jones, dude. Like
yeah.
I feel like Howard is Killswitch. Like that's who needs to be there.
No, I'm not gonna agree. Have you listened to the first album? The first album is like vicious. It's like the heaviest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like and it's like in like standard and like D standard tune. It's like they don't even tune low, and it's like the most like vicious heavy shit. Vocally too, dude. Like nobody sounds like Jesse did like in the 90s and like.
Yeah,
their first couple albums are just
so when I actually started listening to Killswitch, it was during the Howard times. So it's like when you get attached to that one person in the band, and you're like, okay, why the fuck are you here? Because I mean, nothing against Jesse Leach, really, not at all. He's fucking dope, dude. But when you're like, oh, this is so sick, and then you hear it, and you're like, who are you? Why? I don't understand. Like, but it's cool though, I mean, but see, I'm more of that era of rock bands. So like, From Autumn to Ashes. So From Autumn to Ashes is one of my favorite bands of all time. Like they are fucking amazing. And when, they got rid of their singer and Francis, the drummer, took over, it was like a whole nother world, but Francis fucking kills it as the singer. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Howard is like a very distinct sound too. Like I get it when people are like, hurt by they can't get past, but I don't know. Jesse if people are always saying when I was in my first band and I was like playing to like 10 people all the time. People like the thing I always got was like, dude, like you sound like Jesse Leach, because I used to be a lead singer, and like they would always say like, you sound like Jesse Leach, like you sing just like him. I was like, that's right, because I'm copying him, like I'm doing the exact same thing as him, because I was like my favorite sound, just like the distorted like notes, kind of like just not fully clean singing, but like distorted clean singing. Like I always like was looking to get his the same sound as him. But yeah, Howard is like, I always say when people ask me that the Howard versus Jesse question, I always say like I prefer Howard in the studio, but live Jesse doesn't make a single mistake. Like I've seen them live recently, dude. They're like pushing 45 years old, and he like doesn't, he doesn't make a vocal mistake.
Right.
And they're like, they've been doing it that long. And I saw them my 21st birthday, like almost 2 years ago or whatever, but they don't have a backing track. They don't even have a click track. They just like,
They just
go.
Going.
They just
they're
go.
just fucking crazy.
They got one speed, go.
Yeah. And it's
real.
That's pretty ridiculous, man. I got to respect it. I have to respect it, man.
Yeah,
and he's
definitely.
just, and Howard I've seen a million live videos of Howard, and I'm always like, it's just like not up to par with Jesse.
Yeah,
even today.
I could definitely go there and agree with you on that. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, it's just that's who I came into was Howard, and that was when that era was just great for me. And then when he left, I was like, okay, Kill Switch is still cool. And then come back and then leave again. I'm like, yeah, but. Yeah, I mean, you just get attached to bands like that. Like you can't help yourself. It's like what you get used to. So
I'll tell you, a band that did it for me back in the day, and they put an album out a couple years ago. It was a band called Living Sacrifice. They're from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Those dudes started early in the 90s. I think they actually started in the late 80s.
Was Truby in that band?
I'm not sure, man.
Jason Truby, Living Sacrifice. Why do I know
that
those
name? guys were serious.
Jason Truby, the guitar player of POD was in that band for a little bit. He was in there at some point. Yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
Yeah, man. They went to a couple guys but I think they kept their singer. But I mean, they just like the Kill Switch. A lot of these bands now are going on their 20, 25-year marker of playing, man.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to see like that music. I mean, I'm 44 years old, man, and like bands from the 80s, like I listened, like metal stuff was like Overkill and Anthrax and stuff like that. Those were the metal
Anthrax.
guys. And then
yes, love Anthrax.
Overkill was that. What was Overkill? Okay.
Overkill was a metal band from the 80s.
Yeah.
And the artwork they had on their albums were just insane stuff.
Let me see. So Living Sacrifice. So I was just looking through their songs or whatever. And so they got one with Ryan Clark from fucking Demon Hunter. So I love Demon Hunter. And I'm just going to throw this song up real quick because Mike brought it up. And this is the cool thing because we can just play songs and shit.
I listened to this album when I was like maybe 10 years old.
Well, we'll see if it plays.
Dude, I remember this song. What the fuck? It's so weird.
I was fortunate to see these guys play live a bunch of times, man. And it was just amazing to see these dudes and just going nuts.
I feel like we should be like Rob Dyrdecking it up right now, like just fucking picking shit apart and making fun of people.
Pause. Yeah. Like that stupid girl that just laughed this whole show.
Fucking Chanel. Yeah, she's terrible.
She sucks, man. I don't know who fucking hired her.
It's not even like she's really hot, so it's not like they hired her to be a hot face or nothing.
You ever see her without makeup, bro?
Yeah, she looks like Justin Bieber. Or no, the fucking the kid from Girl Meets World or whatever.
She got some troll features, bro.
Yeah, that's dope as shit, dude. Ryan Clark is the man. I love Demon Hunter, so that's really cool though. All of them together. So awesome sauce. Good call, Mike. Good call, sir.
Yeah, that was just one band that was really, I don't know. I think like a band like that when they came out were like ahead of their time. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah. A
mean?
lot of bands sound like it's crazy how that sounds like some kind of like new, like not new, but like 2000, like 2010ish, like metalcore had that little phase.
For sure. I like
There's
that
a lot
song,
of
too.
there's
It
a
was
lot of
dope.
horrible bands too, man. There was a lot of really bad stuff too that came out. It was, gosh.
There's still a lot of bad stuff coming out, man. Let me tell you.
I know. I can't really, man. It's hard for me because I research music all the time, and I'm sure you guys do too. Try to find the newer stuff, and it's just difficult, man, to find good stuff, man. But luckily, there's the internet now, because when I was like trying to find like tapes and vinyls, I would have to go up to the town over from where me and Toby are from to Newark, and the guy had like a record shop
Wonderland.
there. And I'd have to come up there with a list and be like, could you get me this and this and this? And call me on the house phone and tell me when it comes in.
Right?
I couldn't-
Wonderland
I
was
couldn't
the
just-
greatest, dude. I love Wonderland.
Yeah, that guy
Awesome.
was so awesome, dude. He whatever you went in there with, he could come back in 2 weeks and I'll have it. Come back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he would get you like fucking any kind of music you wanted, mixtapes, like legit mixtapes and everything. It was great,
Yeah.
dude. But I mean, it's right in the heart of University of Delaware too. So he was catering to every type of person you could think of. So he knew his shit, and he was awesome too. That place was
Oh, yeah.
great.
That's sick.
Internet's not as good as you think, though. It's like there's a big problem with it, and that's like I think oversaturation, and like now everyone has access to this shit, so like everybody can do it. So there's like a lot of crap to like wait. You have to like dig through a lot of shit.
Yes,
to, like,
yes,
get
you do.
through, and that
Yes,
and that
you
makes
do.
it hard for like there's a lot of bands that are putting out music and making their music available, but they're not like half as serious as like the people that are like I think we're in our area we're the only band we're one of maybe 3 bands that have actually toured, like a major toured, like gone out for a couple of weeks or 3 weeks at a time. Like we've done that twice, and there's a lot of bands that like go on 3 or 4 day things and they're like, yo, we just did a tour. I'm like, guys, you're not serious at all about like what you're doing. And they're like, these people are like, yo, bro, I just released this single, and they like drop like a single they made in their mom's basement, and they throw it on Spotify or whatever, and like this is the stuff, like this is the problem with the competition of it. It's like that you compete with so many people that are like everything is so like the quality is so down, and like the volume is so up that like it's so hard for people and I don't want to say like I'm not going to claim that like nobody's as serious as us, but a lot of people aren't, and like it's really hard for people like us that are really serious to get the attention of people that are important to like rise to that next level, because they're not really willing to listen to stuff.
Oh,
because
yeah.
everyone's like, check out my band, check out my mixtape, check out this, like, and it's all shit, man. Like it's all these kids that aren't taking it seriously, and
over this wireless battery bank.
It's like kind of the trade-off with it. It sounds great. Like the internet sounds great, but it kind of destroyed music in a way. Like there's no room for anyone to break through right now. If you think about it, in our genre, the newest band that has really blown up is called a band called Wage War, and their blow up was in 2015 was their first record, and they exploded from that.
They definitely did, man.
I can't name one single band that has exploded since then. There's no new band except for them.
There hasn't been.
And they've
It's
been
all the
here
same
for
guys.
5 years. It's all like in the Kill Switch Engages of the world, and they're approaching 40, 45, and even the Fit for a King, the 2010 metalcore guys like Moths to Flames, like they're approaching 35. All those bands, like, what's gonna happen when they get all, they don't want to play anymore, they want to play less, and then there's this big gaping hole that's gets filled by who? Like, we don't know. Like, it's kind of a weird time. It's a very weird time. It's hard to break through, even if you're dead serious, even if you're busting your ass, even if you're touring. Like, it's hard, dude, because there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of garbage.
Thankfully, guys like you, will have the pass torch to you guys, to move on to the next, once these guys stop touring and stuff. Because I'll tell you, man, I'm a very critical about music. And when Toby texted me earlier about you guys is coming on the show, and I looked up your music, and let me tell you, dude, I could not stop listening to that fucking song, Things You Can't Fix,
Hell
Are
yeah.
Meant to Die. I was really
Awesome.
that was so
That's
good,
fucking
dude.
awesome, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
so
man.
good.
Thank you.
So
That's like one of my favorite fucking songs, dude. I love that song.
That's a good one.
It's so
I didn't know
aggressive.
what to expect, you know what I mean? But I was
For sure. Dude, that was one
Like
of
I
the first ones we did together, I think. Me and Wes.
think
wrote
so,
that
yeah.
song, first, man.
I
Yeah.
listened to it. I'm like, nah, I didn't listen to that enough. I gotta listen to that again. I was like, oh my gosh. And you see behind me, I was like, when I want to go grab one of those, that's good music, man.
Yeah. yeah.
When I want to grab one of
Hell
those
yeah.
skateboards and start, it was pretty good. So I'm gonna check out some more stuff. Are you guys on iTunes?
Yeah,
we're
we're
on
on
everything.
everything.
Okay,
man,
all right,
for
good, because
sure.
I'm definitely getting that tune, man.
Fuck
I
yeah,
gotta
man.
have that.
Fuck yeah, man. I'm glad you like it.
Look, Michael Grace is a fan. Yeah, he's critical.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
He's a very critical person. He doesn't.
I am too, dude. I don't really like that much music. It's like I
Yeah.
hate to say it, but I don't really like that much music.
Dude, I love all music. Like, I'm like, my head is like ADD all the time. Like, I could go from like listening to old Biggie to like listening to Garth Brooks and then go right into like Atreyu, and it's like all like, yeah, like, but like, what the fuck are you listening to now? Like, you were just listening to like Conway Twitty 5 minutes ago, and now you're over here like listening to like Hatebreed or fucking, Terror or something. But yeah, that's just the way my brain works, dude. I'm all over the map.
I'm like the same way, man. I listen to so much fucking stuff. I listen to a lot of pop music too, and then I'll listen to fucking deathcore music a ton, and then I'll go
Yeah.
to metalcore, and then I'll go back to pop forever, and then I'll come back into deathcore. I don't know, dude, it's crazy.
I'm
weird.
cool with like pop music. Pop music's cool. I mean, I'll
Dude,
listen to some.
I love a good melody, a good chorus, dude. If I hear a chorus that I love, I'm gonna listen to that song like 75 times in a row. That's
So you
just how
just,
my brain works.
You're just jamming out to Taylor Swift on a daily, and
Hell yeah, dude. Not even, dude. So much stuff.
I'm plagued. I only like heavy music. It sucks. I like
Yeah, that's the
can't
difference between me and him. It's weird.
exactly. I can't enjoy if it's not like, if there's not like double bass, dude.
right.
I'm out
You
of
just,
there.
you just need
It's not
that double
interesting.
bass or that fucking sick breakdown where you can just like punch the wall like 6 times and
Yeah. I don't know why I got exposed to it, and then I started liking it, and then it was just all over. I just became obsessed.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. So like me and Mike come from the era of like everybody during the breakdowns doing like ninja spin kicks and fucking punching the ground and
That's what
two-stepping
we're
everywhere.
doing. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. We have the 2-step little pits still. We
Yeah, we do.
Matt-
We get
Matt
people
goes
moving.
2-step on the stage, and everyone starts doing the thing.
Yeah,
Dude,
that
we
was
get,
like,
we get a good reaction when we play, bro. We get people fucking moving.
Yeah,
I make
yeah,
sure
it's
to
great.
get the whole room moving, dude. Otherwise, you
Yeah.
don't have a show. You know what I mean? If you can't interact with the people, if you can't get people to throw down to your music, you're not gonna
Right.
fucking do shit. You're not gonna sell merch. No one's gonna talk to you. You gotta
Facts.
get in there, bro. You gotta show your balls and go.
Yeah.
That's definitely what we do.
Yeah.
All right. So being with the whole, you got to get the crowd interacted or whatever. Who do you think is like by far the best front man to control the crowd, like to get everyone fucking going?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Have you heard of the band called Knocked Loose? They're like a hardcore band that's been stirring mad hype. Dude, their vocalist Brian Garris gets the crowd going like more than I've ever seen like anybody. Especially like when they play around here, our scene is ridiculous, dude. And they played this show at the Palladium in Worcester, Mass. And they took the barricade out for that show for some stupid reason, dude.
Wow.
And I've never seen so many kids. Like, this is like a 2,500 cap venue with a balcony and everything. So many kids like on the stage just diving. So many kids moshing. The whole like floor was just like a war zone.
Our
Dude,
drummer like
crazy.
broke his
It was
jaw and
nuts,
his
dude.
nose at that show too.
I refused to go down the stairs. I was too afraid to go. It was fucked up, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, dude. The drummer in our band, his like nose is permanently like sideways because of that show. He just got like absolutely kicked in the face or something like that.
Dude, they know how to dominate a room 100%. They are insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of like one off the top of my head. I opened for Devil Driver one time with my first band, and that was like that front man. I was like, this dude's like 50 years old, and he's just like, dude. Everyone was going crazy. Like everyone was killing each other, and I'm not like a massive fan of them or anything, but like watching them live, I was like, keep going. Like there's very few bands too. Even when I watch a band like that I kind of like live, sometimes I get to the point where I'm like, okay, who's next? Like I'm sort of like I get kind of burned out on it. But Devil Driver, wasn't even that big of a fan, and I was like I can't wait for the next song kind of thing. Like I was really enjoying it, and I still don't really listen to them like regularly, but some bands live are just a great time. If you ever heard of Enter Shikari, I would maybe say that Enter Shikari is one of those bands. I've seen them 2 or 3 times, and their fan base is just super diehard, and that band is like a fusion band between like club music and metalcore, and like I think
Dude,
it's called electronic
them,
core.
you need to listen to them. You need
they're really
no,
sick.
you really do. They're fucking sick.
But
they're so sick.
It turns every time I go see them, it's like 1 second it's like a nightclub and everyone's like sweaty and like everyone's like bouncing around like they're on ecstasy or whatever, and then 5 seconds later it's a mosh pit. So it like flips from like, oh, it's a metalcore band, oh no, it's like this is club music, oh no, this is like they flip all the way around. So it's like,
right.
I would say their singer is pretty good at getting people going. And I don't know, I can't think of anybody really off the top of my head. Obviously Ronnie Radke's ridiculously good at that too, but that's kind of goes without saying, I feel like.
Right.
You guys ever heard of Parkway Drive?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I've
Those
seen them a
dudes,
few
man.
times. They're sick, dude.
Like that song Sleepwalker?
I'm not familiar with like their newer stuff. I remember like, what's that song? I can't remember names right now. Like Wild
Carry
Eyes
On.
or whatever that
Yeah,
is.
Wild Eyes,
Carry
Wild
On too. Yeah, around like then is when I found them. That was like early, like 20.
A lot of bands still sound like them.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of bands.
No,
Yeah,
I
I don't
dig
know.
them for a while.
Like frontmen for me, like the bands that I've seen like over and over, Hatebreed, Jamie Josta is like the king of all to me. Like he just fucking dominates whatever he touches. Yeah, I've seen Hatebreed probably like 20 times, and every time it's been like nonstop. Just fucking, I leave with a headache. I can't talk. I'm bruised up. Everything hurts.
Hell yeah.
And that just is like, dude, that was like the greatest show ever. And you probably laugh, but fucking Slipknot, dude. Corey Taylor is the man.
I love that band. That band's so good.
I've seen him
So
so many
good.
times. Like the Pledge of Allegiance tour, I went to 3 times just so I could see them. So I watched them with System of a Down and fucking Rammstein. Dude, Rammstein's show is like beyond fucking weird and awesome. But like it was all great until dude like dropped the big ass fucking wang out and started slapping the other dude with it. I was like, all right, cool. This is what we're doing now. I mean, the fire was all over the place and everything. And then he just starts like slapping the keyboard's ass. And I'm like, all right, y'all just lost me. Really. I don't know if that's like a German thing or what. I don't know. But, like y'all lost me here. But it was a dope ass show though. System of a Down was fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I'd kill to
But-
see them live, man. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
They're so good live. But
Jeez. I wish.
that was probably one of my favorite tours. Was that one, and then so we used to have the HF Festival, which I doubt you guys ever seen the HF Festival. It was a DC thing. We had like the best radio station ever, which was 99.1 WHFS, and they were like the station that you listen to get. Had it. All right, so HFS was like the shit, dude. Like it was like the best radio station ever. Like they played the best music, any rock music you wanted, any alternative, anything good, you listen to HFS. So one night, out of nowhere, they pulled the plug on HFS, and the next morning I come to work and I turn it on, and it's Le Siempre di Fiesta, El Zol 99.1.
Oh,
and
man.
it's all
Yeah.
like California.
Didn't say nothing. Didn't say
They
nothing.
didn't tell anybody. Like everybody got fired. Like they just pulled the plug in the middle of the night.
Same
And
thing happened over here, dude.
it
This
was
radio
so-
station called BRU over here. It was like 95.5 or something. They were like a Boston College, like local radio station. They got shut down pretty recently, actually, and it turned into like a Spanish radio station or something like that.
it was like in the middle of the night, and I'm like,
Yeah.
they tried to bring it back a couple of times. I mean, they did throw some good concerts after that, but the HF Festival was like the mecca of East Coast shows. Like it started out as a day show, and then it went into like a 3-day show, and every band you can think of. We worked the 2005 one, so you had everybody from the original Misfits were there, to fucking Modest Yahoo, to Rise Against, Marilyn
Sick.
Manson, but the worst part of it though was they had Kanye West there. I don't know why. He closed the show. And it was the worst thing ever.
What's he doing there?
Yeah, well, it was bad because like Modest Yahoo went on, and Modest Yahoo was dope. dude.
Modest Yahoo.
Oh, seriously, like he's probably one of the best performers you'll ever see. And this was back when he was like legit with the long beard and the
Yep.
curls and everything, when he was really religious and all. Hey, dude, Modest Yahoo killed it. And then all of a sudden, here comes Kanye West out, and I'm like, all right, so we're gonna go home now because I stayed for literally 5 minutes just to watch because he closed the show. I'm like, why do y'all have Kanye West here for whatever? And like the lineup was so dope though. Like there was fucking Flyleaf.
Ooh.
Yeah, Flyleaf
Love
was
that
great.
band.
Yeah. Lacey Strom was the shit. She's like 3 foot tall, dude, for real. Like legit.
She like
like-
disappeared. I feel like they kind of disappeared.
yeah, they did. Well, she just put out an album not too long ago. And then she was doing she did a song with oh fuck. Damn it. Skillet. So
Yeah.
like Lacey Strom was like really into like the whole Christian rock scene or whatever. And then
Yep.
she did a song with Skillet, which was dope as fuck. I like Skillet too, but I'm all over the place with music and shit. But yeah, so yeah, that was a good time though. Those concerts were like some of the best ones. Limp
Sounds
Bizkit,
dope.
where they got really huge. Stain was on the
Bizkit.
stage. So when Limp Bizkit was bringing Stained out, they had Stained on the street stage at HF Festival. Like the street stage was all the Waters over there, where all the local artists were and whatever. And Stained was out there like playing Mud Shovel when it was big, and it was like the greatest thing ever. Like just to be able to see him that close, and that was when they were still really just kicking off, and it was great. But yeah,
That's awesome, man. That's
I
so
miss
cool.
good shows around here though. But I mean, there ain't
I
nothing
know,
now.
man.
Everybody's shut
For
down.
real. For real.
Yeah, but yeah, good talk. I like it a lot. This is actually really going well. Everything's working. Nothing's froze up. Mike, everything worked tonight. Like I could play the videos. We've got 4 people on. It hasn't cut out.
That's
Yeah.
good, man.
I'm so excited right now. It's so fucking awesome.
It means keep doing it.
Hell yeah.
So, but yeah, so we talked a shit ton about music and whatnot. What about movies, comics? What are y'all into, like movie wise? I mean, like what's your go-to when it comes to like movies?
Movies.
I don't watch movies anymore.
No,
I-
you just like
I do-
Netflix series over and over again.
I do sometimes, but I watch like a lot of horror movies.
Yeah,
I just put on random shit, dude. Anything that's on Netflix that's like a horror movie, me and my girlfriend would just scan through it and look through and be like, all right, this looks good. Fuck it, let's watch this one. Another one.
I watch
another
everything
one,
on this.
You know?
Anything
Oh,
on
yeah,
this, I
dude.
watch. I don't even watch TV. If it's
I
on my
watch a
phone,
lot of
I'll watch
like
it.
I watch a lot of YouTube. Like I watch more
Yep.
YouTube than anything.
Yeah.
Dude, the recent thing that I got into is I watched this. You guys know what like MREs are?
Yeah.
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 So I
Army
watched. Yeah. So I watched this guy like he like searches the entire world like through the internet for like various like MREs that have like been in and out of service. Like he gets like vintage ones from like he's got a couple from like the 40s and the 50s, like World War II and like Korean War and stuff. And he unboxes them, and like sometimes like depending on the like the how they look, or like if they're not rancid or whatever, like he will like eat the food that's like 60, 70 years old, and he like it's fascinating, dude. It's fascinating to just see like where the
Yeah,
food
you gotta
goes
send
to.
me that.
Yeah. It's like also the dude is like hilariously like wholesome. He just sounds like your dad, like opening up like an MRE and being like, okay, so like this next one is like this, and like he just has like a bunch of really funny like wholesome like mannerisms. But he like he's like has a bunch of world records for like eating the oldest peanut butter in the world, like drinking the oldest instant coffee in the world, and it's pretty interesting. And yeah, that's one of the things I like. And these days it's music that I don't like watch. I don't like series. Like the series shows are like kind of all the same now. Like I feel like Netflix is like taking over, and they're like trying to make the most cookie cutter relatable stuff now, and like it's so like just like a normal. It's just such normal people stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want like I watched Breaking Bad. Like that was like one of the last series I watched probably. Trying to think of what else I that you guys might have seen. Movies though, like dude, same deal with movies. I feel like movies just suck now, and it's like such like a my favorite movie ever is my favorite movie series is Lord of the Rings. I think Lord of the Rings is like peak movies. I don't think it's ever gotten better than that. I think that is as good as it gets, and everything else is everyone's cheaped out. Everyone's gone CGI, like cheap everything. And Lord of the Rings was just like every actor is a person. Everyone's in full like makeup. It's shot in New Zealand. Like everything is pure cinematography. It's like it's real. It's like a real movie. And now everything is just like digital and low effort. And even like horror movies, man. Like how many times you see a horror movie now, and you're like, oh, this CGI is like worse than like the 90s, man. It's like, what's going on with that? Why? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that's kind of like my take on movies now. It's tough. I play like more video games and watch more YouTube than anything. You can find anything on YouTube if you're interested in anything. Right. Skateboarding, music, there's all kinds of stuff on there. Something for everybody. Billions of hours.
So that dude is that Steve 1989 MRE?
yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he's got like 1.6 million subscribers.
Yeah, dude, he's huge now. He like blew up at quarantine because he got like put into everyone's recommended, and everyone was like, "This guy's awesome!" Like,
that's dope as shit.
It's the personality, dude. I'm telling you, it's all about the personality.
Just tearing bags open.
Pretty much, dude.
Awesome.
Smoking 50 years old cigarettes.
Right. Sweet potato pie. Here we go.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see.
Oh man.
All right. Well, see. I guess we're gonna. We've been going at it for over an hour. I don't want to hold y'all up too late. I don't know what things you got going on or anything, but it was awesome talking to you guys and everything. Yep. This was fun.
Hell yeah, man! Likewise.
This was fucking awesome. I'm gonna make sure to once it loads and everything, I'll go ahead and download it, and I'll make an MP3 of it, and I'll send you guys the link, and then you guys can share it wherever we can. You can watch it if you like. I'll get some clips out of it, make some clips we can post up on Instagram of different things. What would be to close out? What would be the perfect closing song for the night? What do y'all think?
Killswitch Engage song, but we gotta pick one.
Let me.
Oh man.
Peruse. Let me look real quick.
It's got to be metal. Like real.
Like Holy Diver, Ronnie James Dio, like Kill Switch cover?
I'm gonna say.
Very grindy.
Very. I feel like you gotta do first album then.
Like, oh yeah, like the raw stuff.
Yeah, dude. Do I would say like either Vide Infra or Soilborn. Either one of those is. Either one of those would work. Soilborn is probably the best one.
Let's see. So do we go live or we just go album version?
Album version. If you can get the blue cover, that's like the remastered one. The old one's pretty rough.
Yeah, I see the 2004 remaster.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's kick this off and then we'll wrap things up. Let's see. Of course, there's a nice little ad going here for like some dirt bikes or something. Oh, speaking of dirt bikes and shit. Oh, dude. I guess probably not, but Mike, you know the movie Rad.
Oh yeah.
The BMX movie. Y'all don't know
yeah.
that, huh? It's old as shit. So they finally released it in HD on DVD, and my wife ordered it for me for my birthday, and they're supposed to be shipping. They're supposed to be shipping it out soon. Like that was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, and it still is as an adult. Like you got to go find it. Just look up Rad on YouTube. Crew Jones, Hell Track. Yeah, dude, it's so good. Like you got to watch the bike dancing scene with him and Aunt Becky from Full House. Just saying, it's
she's going to prison.
Yeah, but it's all right. That was a long time ago. So
Yeah, she's good now. She's good now.
Yeah, she's good now. All right, I'm gonna hit this off real quick. Let's see if I can get the button to work. And
Two-step.
you won't. Start breaking shit in the living room. Why not?
Just threw my cat across the room.
Toby, your dog's doing backup vocal.
Dude, he always is. His little punk ass. He was on with me earlier. I had him on the screen.
Now I want to skate, dude, but it's midnight. Look at this graphic. Look at this shit.
Yeah. Killer.
That's sick.
That was dope. So,
Creature.
yeah.
Bit Mobile just sent me this wireless
No, you
solar.
didn't just send you the wireless solar. that fucking ad has played like 16 times. Every time that I've put on a YouTube video, like that ad is been
Yeah,
on.
I get it too so much.
Yeah, it's great, dude. It's so fucking awesome. So yeah, so that was fun. Mike's talking about skating now at like midnight. So
found them.
yeah, you know why not? We'll just play it out with some fucking CKY. Why not? Because who doesn't love Jess Margera and Bam Margera breaking shit and Jackass and you know, good music and Can't Kill Yourself. But awesome. So tell them where they can find everything for you. I know your names have been going across the bottom of the screen all night, so you definitely got that going for us. But yeah, it's not a whole lot of people on right now. I think we have like 2 people, but we got up to like 13 tonight. But it'll get a lot of views later, so you know, whatever. Either way,
No
it's
worries,
cool, though.
man.
I had a
Appreciate
blast
it.
tonight. So
Appreciate it. Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate it regardless.
awesome.
Yeah, thank you. You can find everything on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music.
For sure.
The Worst of Us. Add our song to your playlist. Listen to us every day. That's
Yeah,
the
do
best
it.
way you can help. Buy the merch
Right.
at our Big Cartel. Follow us on Instagram. Everything
For
like
sure.
that. And all that stuff helps.
Yeah, merch helps a ton too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Hell yeah, dude. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Thanks for having us,
Appreciate
dude.
it.
It was
Yeah,
it was
thanks
great.
for hanging
You guys
out.
You guys are cool.
All right, dude. Y'all have a
Hell
good
yeah.
night, and we'll be in touch.
Peace out, yo.
All right. Thank you. Have a good
Take
one.
it easy, man. Later.
See ya.
Laters.
Have a good one, guys.
Later.
Why aren't you playing, Michael?
Yo.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that was fun, dude. I had a good time. That was an hour and 18 minutes of no fuck ups, nothing. Everything went great. It was awesome. So glad you decided to jump on, dude.
Yeah, I was busy earlier, but I was like, I finally got your text message, and I was like, man, I gotta get on there. I gotta get on there now.
Yeah, it was awesome. Are you hating on my CKY, dude?
Nah, just these dudes are crazy, man.
Love it. I love it. All right, homie. Well, I'm gonna hop off here and stuff. It was good chatting with you for a bit.
Yeah, man.
Try to do it again next week. Try to line some
Sounds
stuff
good,
up.
buddy.
All right, homie. We'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
Later.
Store food on the right, stay free from sight. Cause 96 quite bitter beings like to stack the bodies high. The only way to ever leave is over flooded by the storm. And entanglement in hell you brings your fear in 54s. And not one supports the cause to leave the blood stay in the veins. All we ever wanted was you.
All right, cool. So anybody who watching, coming back on, awesome. Thanks for joining, sitting in, listening, hanging out. I'm gonna try to do this weekly. It was really dope having the Worst of Us on. So check them out at the Worst of Us Official on Instagram. Hey, Matt Long, Wesley Skies. Check out some of their videos on their own pages. yeah, doubletap.org. Wow. So I'm listening to myself on the screen at the same time. So yeah, if you like this, share it. I'm going to go ahead and I'll break it down and put it onto just a regular podcast so y'all can listen to it, cut up the video and everything. So I had a blast tonight. I hope y'all did too. Share this video a lot. Share it all over Facebook, Instagram, wherever you share it. Doubletap.org, Worst of Us Official. Hey, Matt Long on Instagram, Wesley Skies on Instagram. Down there at the bottom, the little scrolly jumpy. Y'all can see it down there. And yeah, thanks for hanging out and listening and everything. I appreciate it greatly. And yeah, see you next week.